Hey guys, what's up? It is Josh here. I'm going to attempt to not be so spacey this time, making this video, but I won't make any promises. I'm going to talk about my mental hospital stay, kind of just in general terms. I might go back and talk about it at another time. Sorry, I'm feeling very self-conscious about my face. My face is still a little bit swollen, but it's more just that I'm getting fat again. And so... what was I saying? Oh, yeah. Mental hospital stay. So, Wednesday, May 2nd, I went to my therapist and I was off my meds and I told him, I said, I'm not going to get hospitalized for being off my medication. And he kind of gave me a look like, he went like, oh, really? But he didn't, say that. And so, lo and behold, I ended up being hospitalized. Not necessarily for being off my meds, but that might have contributed to the reason I needed to go. So Wednesday night, I was on my walk. Is it 10 o'clock at night, something like that. I just needed to get out of the house, so I did. And I was coming home, and right across the street, there's this old man, with long gray hair, very skinny and hunched over, like his back was hunched over. And I was a little bit concerned. I was like, I don't know who this guy is. I don't know what he wants with me. And he was just staring at me. So I went inside, and I just hung out and chilled. And then fast forward to the next night, I'm in my bathroom, and I hear this guy in my kitchen. I didn't see him, but I felt like I knew he was in there. And so I locked myself in the bathroom for about an hour until he was gone. And then the next day, I was having a really hard time, and I just cut my arms up. I just cut both my arms up, and my legs, not all the way up my legs, just a little bit of my legs. And then I texted my mom later. A friend had been worried about me for a few days, so I guess I decided to finally do something about my mental state. And so I texted my mom. I said, Mom, I need you to take me to the hospital. And she said, why? And I said, I feel like I want to kill myself, and there's a man that's been watching me, and I've got a shit ton of cuts all up my arms. She said, pack your bag, I'm on my way right now. She said, okay. So I packed my stuff. I just want to mention that, this is, a comforting thing for me, not going to the hospital. It's comforting for me to feel suicidal, because I don't know why, but it's just comforting to know that I could kill myself at any time. It's not an anxiety thing for me. Sometimes, I know sometimes it's an anxiety thing for me, but for the times that I'm end up in a hospital, it's not because I'm anxious about killing myself. It's because I seriously want to do it. It's because I feel comforted by the fact that I could do it right then and there. And so I just want to put that out there. And so we went to the hospital that's about 35-40 minutes away, because I hate the emergency room where I live for psych reasons. The one that's 35 to 40 minutes away has a psych unit, but they also have an emergency room psych wing. And so the people who are working with you are working solely with patients with psychiatric illnesses, or a crisis that has to do with psychiatry. That's what they're working with. They're not working with somebody having a heart attack at the same time as they're talking to somebody who's suicidal. They're two separate wings. And so I just feel like I'm understood better when I'm at that one. And so they did their whole psych assessment and decided that they were going to admit me. So they admitted me. I went down to the unit. They didn't need to do a tour with me because I'd been there before. There's a lot of differences. There was no clock this time. The beds were not hospital beds. The checks were every 15 minutes instead of every 30 minutes. The door had to be at least ajar. So, you had to put the trash in the doorway so that they could watch you. And the bathroom did not have soap. They didn't give you soap until you asked for it. And the bathroom doors were not wooden anymore. It was I don't know if you guys have this in your schools. like in the gym and everything, they have like mats on the walls on the ends of the gym, so I guess like he doesn't run into them if they're running too fast. I assume that's why they're there. So hopefully you know what I'm talking about. It's like a mat, just the regular mat like you would use for like gymnastics or something. Just a padded mat, and that's basically what the door was, except it had a magnet on it, so that when you closed it, it was a magnet, and it didn't cover from the floor to the ceiling like the old one did. It only covered a little bit, which is kind of awkward because my room happened to be right near the exit and the nurse's station, so like anybody could probably hear me going to the bathroom, which is an anxiety-provoking thing for me. But anyway, so they had a lot of different things, which I wasn't too thrilled about. They also didn't have elastic bands anymore, which last time I was there, they was like, hey, you need an elastic band, for cutting urges? And they didn't have them this time. So I went to groups and everything like that. I did basically what I've talked about in my other videos. So if you want to know more about the general experience I've had, go watch my first video talking about the mental hospital, my first experience, because I was at the same hospital this time. So it's going to be mostly similar. Also, they did not have the face cloths and towels readily available. Like they had to go unlock a door, which doesn't make any sense to me because it's like, all right, so we have a shower curtain, we have sheets, we have pillowcases, and we have our clothes, but we can't have a towel. And they don't have big towels. They're just like basically they give you hand towels to wash your whole body. But they did allow me to have my own towel. I had my mom bring me my towel. And so that was that. I got out last Wednesday, so about a week ago at this time, I was packing my stuff to go, and I've been home since. And yeah, as far as the man watching me goes, I know I probably sound crazy when I talk about this, and I understand that I sound crazy. I'm not oblivious to that, to the fact that society is going to think that. But to me, half the time, that is a very real thing. I'm kind of stuck right now because half of me believes I'm hallucinating and the other half of me believes I'm not hallucinating. And I'm not sure which half is right, and it depends on what mood I'm in at the time, where I'm feeling mentally, if I think it's real or if I think it's not real. Right now, I'm kind of in the way of I feel like it's more of a hallucination. And I say is instead of was, because I still do see this guy. And, like, he kind of hangs around in my house sometimes, and, like, he doesn't talk to me, he looks at me and he stares at me, but he doesn't talk to me or tell me to do anything, and he doesn't, like, do much interaction with me, but it is creepy when he's in my house. And so they didn't put me on any new medications when I was in there, and I think it's because I had cut on myself off of my meds cold turkey. For about 12 days, I just didn't take them. And so I think they wanted to get me back on my meds and see how my mental status changed before they changed meds, added new meds, something like that, because they wanted to make sure that they wanted to see if I was having these experiences because I was off my meds, or if I was gonna have these experiences anyway. I mean, they didn't say that outright, but I assumed that's what they were doing. So I'm glad they didn't change or add any medications, I should say. And it's kind of weird because my outpatient psych was the one that was in the team because she was filling in for somebody. I was like, oh great, she's going to hear right from my own mouth that I stopped taking the meds that she prescribed me. But she didn't say anything about it, so I'm sure that she'll say something about it when I go on Monday for my outpatient visit. But I'm going to end this video here. I'm going to make another one where I'm just going to read the notes, just quickly, the notes that they wrote about me, in the emergency room, but I'm going to put that in a different video. So look out for that, and, yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.